Welcome to Listen and Learn English, where you can improve your English at your own pace. Our narrators are all native English speakers, and their words are displayed so that you can read along and practice your English vocabulary. It's a great way to learn, so sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. Chapter 6. The Cowardly Lion. Dorothy and her companions continued their slow journey through the dense forest. The yellow brick road was still beneath their feet, but it was almost hidden now. Fallen branches, brittle twigs, and layers of dried leaves covered the path, making each step uneven. Walking was tiring, and the forest felt gloomy and endless. This part of the woods was strangely quiet. Only a few birds dared to sing here, for most birds preferred the bright open skies where sunlight poured down. Every now and then, however, a low, menacing growl echoed among the trees. Each time Dorothy heard it, her heart thumped nervously, though she could not see the source. Toto, on the other hand, seemed to know exactly what those sounds meant. He pressed tightly against Dorothy's ankles and, unlike his usual habit, did not bark at all. "How much longer," Dorothy finally asked the Tin Woodman, "before we are free of this forest?" "I cannot say," he replied honestly. "I've never been to the Emerald City myself, but my father once made the journey when I was a boy. He told me it was long and filled with dangers. Still, the closer one gets to the city where Oz lives, the more beautiful the country becomes. Yet we have little reason to fear. I have my oil can, which protects me from rusting stiff. The Scarecrow cannot be harmed, since he is only stuffed with straw. And you, Dorothy, carry on your forehead the mark of the Good Witch's kiss. That charm will protect you from harm." Dorothy nodded, but looked worried. "But what about Toto? What will keep him safe?" The Tin Woodman's metallic face softened. "We must protect him ourselves. If danger comes, we shall stand together." Even as he spoke, a thunderous roar split the stillness of the forest. Before any of them could react, a massive lion leapt from the trees and landed on the road in front of them. His golden mane bristled, his eyes flashed, and his claws gleamed like polished knives. With one powerful swipe of his paw, he struck the Scarecrow so hard that the poor fellow spun through the air and landed in a heap by the roadside. Then the lion turned his claws on the Tin Woodman. But his surprise was great when the blow merely clanged against the woodman's metal body without leaving a scratch. The Tin Woodman did fall flat in the road, however, and lay still. Toto, brave despite his size, leapt forward, barking furiously. The lion bent his huge jaws wide, ready to bite down on the little dog. But in that instant, Dorothy rushed forward, forgetting her own fear. She slapped the lion squarely on the nose with all her might and cried, "Don't you dare hurt Toto! Shame on you! How could such a big beast try to harm such a small helpless dog?" Startled, the lion drew back, rubbing his sore nose with a paw. "I didn't bite him," he protested meekly. "No, but you were about to," Dorothy snapped. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You're nothing but a big coward." The lion lowered his head, his voice heavy with sadness. "I know. I've always known. I'm a coward through and through, but I cannot help it." Dorothy glared at him, still angry. "To think you attacked the Scarecrow, who is only stuffed with straw." The lion blinked in surprise. "Stuffed, is he? That explains why he tumbled about so easily. I thought it very odd to see him whirl away like that. And the shiny one, what is he made of?" "Tin," Dorothy said, helping the woodman to his feet again. "That explains it," said the lion. "When my claws raked across him, it sent a shiver through me as though I had scratched stone." "And this little creature, what is he?" He nodded towards Toto, who was still growling bravely. "He's my dog Toto," Dorothy replied firmly. "Made of tin? Stuffed with straw?" asked the lion. "Neither. He's just real, a flesh and blood dog." The lion tilted his head curiously. "Ah, I see. So small a creature. I don't know why I thought to bite him. Truly, only a coward would consider harming something so tiny." Dorothy's anger softened, and she studied the great beast. But why are you a coward? You are the king of beasts, large, strong, and fierce-looking." The lion sighed deeply. "It is a mystery I cannot solve. All the world expects a lion to be brave, and so I roar and pretend. My roar is powerful. It makes every animal flee, from elephants to bears. But the truth is, if they had ever stood their ground, I should have run first. My roar is only a disguise for my fear." The Scarecrow spoke up. "But that is wrong. A king must be brave." The lion brushed away a tear with the tip of his tail. "I know it. My cowardice is the sorrow of my life. Whenever danger is near, my heart beats so fast I can hardly stand." "Perhaps you have a heart disease," suggested the Tin Woodman kindly. "It may be," the lion admitted. "Then you are fortunate," said the Woodman. "It proves you have a heart. I have none, and I cannot even suffer from heart disease." The lion considered this thoughtfully. "Maybe if I had no heart, I would not be a coward." The Scarecrow tilted his straw-filled head. "Have you any brains?" "I suppose so," answered the lion. "I've never looked inside to see." "My head is filled with straw," said the Scarecrow, "so I am going to ask the great Oz to give me brains." "And I shall ask for a heart," said the Tin Woodman. "And I shall ask him to send Toto and me back to Kansas," said Dorothy. The lion's eyes brightened with hope. "Do you think he could give me courage?" "Just as easily as he could give me brains," said the Scarecrow. "Or give me a heart," said the Woodman. "Or send me home," Dorothy added. "Then let me join you," said the lion, "for life is unbearable without courage." Dorothy smiled. "You will be very welcome. With you along, no other beast will dare trouble us." "They are more cowardly than I am," said the lion, with a sad smile. "But that does not make me braver. As long as I know myself for what I am, I remain unhappy." And so the group set off again. The lion strode beside Dorothy with great dignity, though Toto kept a wary eye on him at first. In time, however, the little dog warmed to the lion, and soon they were friendly companions. The rest of that day passed without further excitement. Once, however, the Tin Woodman accidentally stepped on a beetle crawling across the road and crushed it. He was stricken with grief. The gentle woodman never wished to harm any living creature. Tears of sorrow welled up in his eyes and streamed down his tin cheeks, dripping into the hinges of his jaw. Before long, his jaws rusted shut. When Dorothy asked him a question, he tried to answer but found he could not open his mouth. He waved his arms helplessly. The lion was puzzled, but the Scarecrow quickly seized the oil can from Dorothy's basket. He carefully oiled the hinges, and at last the woodman's jaw creaked open and he could speak again. "This is a lesson for me," he said gravely. "I must watch where I step. If I crush another small creature, I shall surely cry again, and my tears rust me so that I cannot speak." After that, the woodman kept his eyes fixed on the road, stepping carefully over ants and beetles. Though he had no heart, he was determined never to be cruel. "You who have hearts," he told his companions, "can trust your feelings to guide you. But I have none, so I must be cautious. Once Oz gives me a heart, I shall not need to worry so much." And so the unlikely group, the girl, the dog, the Scarecrow, the Tin Woodman, and now the Cowardly Lion, pressed on together, each one hoping the great Oz would grant their deepest wish. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please support us by giving it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We release new videos just like this one each week, so join us and listen to learn English.